And she wrote about a book about remarkable women who live in Missouri. Elaine Warner wrote this book called More Than Petticoats, Remarkable Missouri Women. She joins us a little bit to talk about her new book, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about her new book and really what got her going and how did this all come about?
This is a book that's in a state-by-state series published by Globe Pequot Press.
But you were born in KC.
But I was born in Kansas City, Kansas, and I've lived on both sides of the state line, so I kind of straddled that line. Many of us do.
Yeah. Did you find a lot of remarkable women who lived in our area?
The parameters were that the women had to have been born before 1900. Okay. And so researching these women, and a lot of them weren't well known, and we're going to talk about one who was, but for example, the Berry sisters, who founded Mercy Hospital.
Children's Mercy, yeah.
Children's Mercy, yeah.
How did that get started, the two women?
You know, they came to the Kansas City area in the mid-1890s, and they rented an office in downtown Kansas City and actually lived there, and they said that they had to clear out the smell of bacon before patients arrived. That's awesome. For the day. And
they're not the only ones. I found this really interesting. The woman who once had like the world's largest clothing store was right here.
Right, yeah.
What's her story?
Well, she started it just because she thought that the fashions for women who stayed home were so drab. And so she made some colorful pinafores, and people liked them and started asking her to do it. She took some down to a department store downtown and got orders for them. And by 1931, she was a millionaire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you find a similarity between a lot of the women that you write about?
Some, yeah. A lot of them had very supportive families. Education was very important to the families. And most of them did not have long-term stable marriages.
Interesting.
Yeah, some of them were divorced, some of them had never married.
Why is that, you think?
Well, I think that the times were such that
it's unusual at that time.
If you married, you were pretty well, you know, there were constrictions on what you could do. Yeah,
the idea of what a wife and mom should be.
Well, you lost a lot of rights. For example, Tierra Farrow, who was from Kansas City, was a lawyer and hated the laws. I mean, a man in at least one state could will his children away from his wife.
Wow, amazing.
So these were women who fought for women's rights. They fought for the poor children in particular, in the case of the Berries.
And very independent, definitely.
Very independent women, and very remarkable.
Well, thank you for sharing this book, and where can people go to get it?
You can get it at the Kansas City store. You can get it at Barnes & Noble.
All right, so good selection. All right. Thank you so much, Elaine. We appreciate it. And once again, let's go ahead and go over the book. This is Elaine Warner. She wrote More Than Petticoats, Remarkable Missouri Women. Maybe something you want to check out. Thanks again.
Thank you.